this roller coaster, and I have 66 credits, and this is my top 10 coasters. 10 is Banshee at Kings Island, the newest B&M invert, open 2014. What a great ride, man. So much intensity, some really, really nice, intense inversions in there, that dive loop, vertical loop, awesomeness. That 0G roll could be better, not a lot of whip. It's not really my cup of tea, that slow roll. I much prefer like a snappy one like in the next coaster that I'm going to list. But the main things I have wrong with this ride, number one is the rattle. Whenever there's intensity, there's a massive rattle, and it really drives me nuts. Sorry, I know. My only ride on this was in the back row. That might have been part of the reason why I hate, the rattle just really suck in this ride. And my other issue with this ride would be those restraints. Whenever you're getting hang time, say in that roll at the end, those restraints just really, really kill it. Honestly, the negative G's, you feel it a good bit, but it is pretty restricted, and I wish it was a lot more room for that. So, but still, excellent ride. It makes my top 10. So that's saying that I still love the ride for sure. So let's move on to number 9, Raptor at Cedar Point. This is basically everything that Banshee does, but better. Well, not everything. Raptor doesn't really have that slow roll at the end. Instead of that slow roll, it's got that fast helix that pulls a lot of G's. You feel it in your feet, and I love it. And every inversion, unlike Banshee, is super snappy and whippy and awesome. And I love it. Those corkscrews, especially the Cobra roll and the 0G roll, and especially the corkscrews, and especially basically every inversion but the vertical loop, you just get whipped right through it. You might get some head banging, but I don't care because I love whip. I love Raptor. Awesome intense inversions. Awesome whip. Awesomeness. Love me some Raptor. So let's move on. Number 8, we've got Shivering Timbers. This is a ride I have not ridden in 5 years, unfortunately, so my opinion on it is a little bit shaky, but it's okay because this ride still looks awesome. The airtime might be a little overrated, actually. I'm not so sure the airtime is what it looks like it does in point of views. I know it's at least got floater in those big hills in the beginning, and it may or may not have ejector on the hills to follow. That's on the return run. I'll just have to ride it again to find out. Hopefully, I'll get back here for next year. We will see. So, and number 7, we've got Diamondback at Kings Island. This is my first B&M Hyper. I thought this would be a lot higher, actually. I was thinking this would have been like top 5 or so, but turns out it's down here at number 7. Wow, so much lower, right? I know, but I've only ridden 66 coasters, so that's a little bit of a joke. Anyway, the floater airtime, I was expecting a lot from this ride, and I did get a lot of airtime. I did get some nice sustained airtime, but I mean, really, it's only floater. It's only floater, and it wasn't like super strong or anything. It was just, it was airtime. It was there, and it was nice. There was no rattle, very smooth, very good, but just airtime. And the only other part of the ride that's worth mentioning that wasn't about airtime was that helix on the right. You do get some nice positive G's, but it's nothing compared to, like, say, Goliath at Magic Mountain's helix. Like that, you just shred through that one. This one, don't really shred through it. You get positive G's, but it's not like insanity or anything. It's not like gray out. But yeah, Diamondback, it actually did not really meet my expectations. So Tatsu at Magic Mountain, let's talk about this guy. This is a B&M flyover at Magic Mountain, and really the only part of the ride that's worth mentioning is that pretzel loop. I love it so much. So intense, so much good, very, very much awesomely good. I loved it, and that's the only part of the ride that's worth talking about, because the rest of the ride is pretty fun. You feel like you're flying and everything, but like really, it isn't that great. The rest of the ride, graceful inversions, sure, whatever, and a fun drop, and it actually isn't even that long either. But I do prefer that awesome intense loop to everything on Diamondback. So. Yeah, so that's Tatsu. Number 5, we've got Mystic Timbers at Kings Island. So much airtime on this ride. Airtime on every little pop, every little curb that the ride throws right at you. I just love it. Obviously, it's a GCI, so you're bound to get some great laterals on the drop on every turn. Awesomeness, awesomeness, awesomeness. I rode this one 3 times, unlike the coasters previously listed, which I've only rode once, except for Raptor. But yeah, lots of airtime on this thing. Lots of laterals, obviously, which I already said. I'm just saying what I already said. The shed is alright. I don't really care about the shed. I'm not really a theming guy. But yeah, and this picture was taken under construction. There's not a lot of good pictures of Mystic Timbers. So If you guys ever have pictures of coasters that I might list at some point, feel free to send them in. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, number 4, fourth best coaster I've ridden. I know this is a bit forbidden to talk about, but Swamp Fox at Family Kingdom, the Philadelphia Toboggan Coaster's wooden coaster over at Family Kingdom Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now, this is a ride that has become, unfortunately, a meme. I did not intend for that, but it ended up being really, really good. Sorry, guys, but this is better than Mystic Timbers. It's better than, like, the best GCI in North America. And that's just because of how much airtime you get. I mean, Buzz Bars really seal the deal for me. You see, it isn't Swamp Fox, it's the Buzz Bars. Buzz Bars are where it's at. Honestly, if you put Buzz Bars on frickin' Blue Streak, that would probably still be better than Mystic Timbers for me. Just because I love me some Buzz Bar airtime. Just getting, like, you stand up on basically every hill on this ride. Almost every hill. The final airtime hill, you don't get airtime, but I'll admit that. All right, guys, there. See, I'm not a huge fanboy. I mean, I just love me some good standing airtime, and you get it on this ride. So, just saying. And the double up at the end, except for the final hill, you get some great standing airtime. And I'll admit that in the back rows it is pretty rough, but it's okay because the airtime is worth it. I just love it so much. Could ride it all day, and I did. I rode it 25 times in like 2.5 hours, and that was a great time. The only good part of my Myrtle Beach vacation, unfortunately. Yeah, didn't go to Carowinds. Anyway, number 3, Millennium Force. Yes, that's right. My top 3 hasn't changed. So if you guys hadn't seen my old top 10 coasters video, you can, it's the same thing. But yeah, I rode this a whole bunch of times this past summer. And got a lot of back row rides on the good trains, all the trains, really. Great airtime in that back row. And actually, that overbank turn, I've been graying out on that a few times now. Pretty intense, and then, yes, Millennium Force is forceful. I'd say it's not overrated anymore, nor is it underrated. And those 2 floater hills are great. The final speed hill is awesome. Just a great ride. It's got, It illustrates both types of airtime pretty well. It's got that intense overbank. It's got what I want, and it's just fast all the way through. It never slows down. That's part of the fun, I guess, too. For me, it's a back row ride. So yeah. Anyway, number 2 is Twisted Colossus at Magic Mountain, my first RMC, and boy, is it a good RMC. This thing has airtime all over the place. The airtime isn't like super strong or anything, but it is just everywhere, and there's so much. It's like quantity versus quality. This thing has the quantity. It's insane. And also, in terms of quality, and mostly quantity, actually, there are 2 drops. That's right, because you ride both sides in one ride. It's not like your typical racing coaster. You ride both blue and green in the same ride, which you probably already know, and you get 2 awesome drops, and they're the best in the back row. I mean, really, any row is great in this ride. I prefer back probably, but still, just awesomeness. Great airtime on that, and the inversions too. I got to talk about those. That Top Gun install on the green side is just awesomeness. Great hang time. And the roll on the blue side is a lot of fun as well. But that just makes me really excited for Steel Vengeance next year, which I'll get to ride in mid-May. So you get to hear about that pretty soon. Anyway, Maverick at Cedar Point, number 1, that hasn't changed. So yeah, let's talk about it really quick. That drop is outstanding. Love me that insane airtime. It just catapults you across it. Like, you just get so much airtime sustain. I love it. Then the turns to follow, they're, you get some great laterals. They're not super intense or anything. The first airtime hill, you get some nice sustained ejector airtime. I wouldn't say it's super sustained. It's probably not as sustained as like Skyrush, but it does have some really nice airtime. And then the inversions, I'd say they're not that great. They are very pretty, but they're not like super great inversions or anything. And the launch is like the 3rd best part of the ride, I think. 70 miles per hour. The turn after the launch is great. So much lateral, so much. Then the S-bend 2 single dives. Those things, holy cow. You just get insane laterals on both of them. But the second one especially is just insanity. You get like this whip to the left or to the right of your seat. Those laterals. And then you get hang time, actually, because you're like halfway upside down almost. And then you get whipped right back up, and then you go into another airtime hop, and it just makes for one of the best single parts of a coaster. I just love it so much. Excellent ride, really awesome. Can't wait to get some more rides on it for next year. So anyway, let's move on to we're done. Oh, well, bummer. Looking ahead, next year I'll probably get to, well, I will definitely be getting to the Disney parks. That's in a band trip in mid-April, so not very excited for that. I mean, I guess I'm mildly excited for Expedition Everest, but that's really it. And then early in the summer, I'm pretty sure we're doing a Holiday World trip. I don't know about Connecticut Kingdom. I don't know why we wouldn't go to Connecticut Kingdom because I'm from Detroit and we would just drive like right past Louisville. But pretty sure we should be able to get to both of those. Then in Europe, Ireland trip is in the planning stages. Poland, flying to Poland from Ireland is, um, I'd say it's like moderately likely. It's not super likely, but if it is likely, holy crap! Krakow, Hyperion, Let Coaster, those two EA parks look just awesome. So yeah, that's what my top 10. That's what it's looking like. It's going to change next year. That was worded poorly, but still, those are the parks I'm looking to go to for next year. You know, Voyage, Storm Chaser, the Holiday World Woodies, some nice rides I'm looking to add to my top 10. So it should be a fun year. Excited to see Seal Vengeance and everything, ride all those, and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. See you guys later.